Hey, good morning. Happy Monday. It's me, Moati. I just came on here to offer a very quick message and some encouragement for the week. And the message is pretty straightforward and simple. Worrying about a problem, complaining about a problem, and or whining about a problem is not the same thing as solving a problem. I'm going to say it one more time. Worrying, complaining, or whining about a problem is not the same thing as taking action to solve a problem. And what I want to encourage us all to do this week is to spend more time in handling it mode than we do in the whining, worrying, and complaining and blaming mode. A couple of months ago, one of my nieces called me. We were on FaceTime, and she shared with me, among other things, that she had gotten a grade in one of her classes that was below her usual standard. And I was struck by two things. Number one, that she got that grade. But more importantly, number two, was how calm she was when she was telling me. As a matter of fact, she was so calm, I thought she was joking. And so I was like, are you joking? She was like, no, I'm serious. I said, I'm really surprised by your response. And she said, well, I decided that I'm not going to worry about it, Auntie Marty. I'm just going to take care of it. I said, what do you mean? She said, I know how I got here. I know what I need to do to turn it around. I know I still have time to turn it around, so I'm going to use that time to fix it. She said, I was upset for a minute, but I decided I better use my time to take care of it. So I'm not going to use my time to worry about it. I said, okay, cool. A couple of weeks later, we're on FaceTime. Auntie Marty, remember that grade I told you I got? I said, yes. She said, oh, it's at an A minus now. I said, well, that's wonderful. Oh, and I still have time to bring it up. I said, hey, even better, which she ultimately ended up doing. Got an A in the class, if not an A plus. And I really was reflecting on her and that conversation a lot since I've had that conversation with her, because it made me think about myself. And I started asking myself, just looking at my response to problems and my response to challenges, and how much time do I spend in worry? How much time do I spend in blame? How much time do I spend in whining versus how much time do I spend in action? I'm very pleased to report that, these days, I spend a lot more time in problem solving mode than I do in complaining, worrying, and whining mode. I still have my moments where I'll get into a little bit of the blame game, or just, we get frustrated. We'll have those pockets of time where you're just like, oh my gosh, nothing's working. But even in those times where I'm feeling overwhelmed, even in those times where I'm feeling that sense of anxiousness, I'm still moving and taking action. I know that, a couple of weeks ago I shared with you all that, I had gone through this really difficult period in, my business space, my professional space, where I had like a knot of anxiety in my stomach. But even with that knot of anxiety, I kept working, I kept moving, I kept trying to figure things out. And yes, when I slowed down to reflect, excuse me, and get it back in my prayer meditation, the problems started to solve. Almost like they were solving themselves. I was able to move forward, and I was able to get calm. But I didn't stop to worry. I stopped to do other things. Again, the prayer, the meditation, talking to my sister, talking to my friend, to help me sort of move through that process. But I didn't spend a whole lot of time in worrying and complaining. I did a little bit of that now, don't get me wrong, but not a whole lot of time. And what I have really come to understand now, being on the other side of that, is that the complaining didn't get me through. The whining didn't get me through. What got me through was getting back again on my prayer, my meditation, my connections, and just going into, okay, how do we get it done? How do we get it done? How do we get it done? There is a solution. Let me find it, as opposed to whining about how we got here. There's always time for reflection afterwards. And, taking accountability, not blaming, but obsessing accountability and responsibility in order to hopefully not find yourself in that situation in the future. But the whining and the worrying and the complaining and the blaming doesn't change anything. It feels like something's happening because it may feel like a little bit of a release, but it doesn't result. It doesn't produce results. So as we go forward in this week, I want to really encourage you, as I'm encouraging myself, let's try to stay in problem solving mode. Let's try to stay in action mode and try to really bring attention to how much gossiping, complaining, whining, blaming, worrying that we do, because those energies are not productive. They don't create change. As a matter of fact, they help to exacerbate and amplify the problem, so much so that it overshadows the solution that might be staring you in the face. So this week, That's it. Spend more time handling your business than you do worrying about your business. Spend more time handling your problems than you do complaining about them, whining about them, placing blame on them. Again, worrying, blaming, all those energies, they do not create positive, lasting change. And if you want to see a difference, you've got to take action. Sometimes you've got to take massive action. That's the only way that things are going to change for you. So I want to encourage all of us, let's take the lesson from my niece, right? If we are faced with something that needs to be handled, create a plan, figure out how you got there, and keep it moving. Don't waste your time complaining. Don't waste your time blaming. Don't waste your time whining, because those energies they don't change anything. All right? Let's handle our business. Let's look at the solutions. What can we do? Ask ourselves empowering questions. Ask ourselves reflective questions. What did I do to get here? How can I get out of this? And empowering questions. What's within my resource right now? What's within my power right now to bring about a change, and go in that direction? Because the whining and complaining, it'll keep you stuck. It may feel good in the moment. It may feel like you're actually doing something, but you're like that hamster on the hamster wheel. You just run it in place, not going anywhere. Take some action, y'all. That's the only way we're going to bring about a change. All right? That's it. I hope you have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.